friend, singer-songwriter, Lyal Strickland.
And that's farmer, friend, and jack of all trades, Chris Horn.
And we're those Tastebudguys.
We did the Heaven's Door.
We're on the fourth one. Fifth one.
That's a lot. This is almost like...
He said we did 9 the other day.
Well, yeah, we
did.
Yeah, did you not hear that we didn't realize who drank all of our liquor?
Yeah, so we come back from the, what is that called?
The stay-at-home orders for the coronavirus.
And we found that our studio had been ransacked by hooligans, and someone drank a lot of our liquor.
There's a very limited number of people who have keys to the studio. And one other person,
she don't drink.
So we were...
Turns out that we drank all of our liquor and we just didn't remember it. Anyways, so, yeah, that's a good reason to join on Patreon because sometimes stuff gets weird.
That's fair.
So, like, subscribe, follow us on Tastebud. Gosh dang it, I keep calling it Tastebuds. What is it? YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, not TikTok, and what else?
Patreon.
Yes,
Follow us on Patreon.
Yes. Because we need new glasses, you need new glasses. And if you get donated to us, we'll give you new glasses. If you give $25. If not, you give $4, you get a sticker. We don't need the stickers.
Wouldn't it be cool to have a pint glass that says, those Tastebudguys? And everyone asks you, what brewery is that from? And you could say, oh, it's not a brewery. Oh, it's not a brewery.
Put the little sparkle of my smile where it goes, ding.
I'm not editing this video.
I might well. All right.
What are we working with today?
We needed a palate cleanser because we've shot a couple episodes today.
We have.
And we actually had to restart the episode of this one because I couldn't speak when we got on here because I just ate a Fig Newton. A strawberry Fig Newton.
It was a very...
And it's so dang chewy.
It's a powdery Fig Newton.
I couldn't talk. So, anyhow, we started over. So the beers are already popped. We're going to go ahead and pour them. This is from one of our favorite places.
Our favorite breweries that we have not actually ever done on the show.
Not realistic.
We can't say that was a good beer to do.
No. The last time we did this brewery, which, by the way, is out of Kansas City, Missouri, which is Boulevard Brewing Company. I want to say it's from Boulevard, Missouri. It's from Kansas City, Missouri, Boulevard Brewing Company. And the last time we did was, what was it called?
It was the Tequila Lime Gosa, which is a fantastic beer out of the can, but the nose on it is just
the worst
horrible
nose I've ever smelled on a beer.
To this day.
That episode, or at least that snippet, is linked up here. It was terrible if I didn't already put it in here or you didn't. Anyways, so we wanted to go back. We need a palate cleanser. We had these in the refrigerator. I don't think this was really a planned review. We're just doing it.
But here's the thing with Boulevard, is they're along the lines of Avery, Deschutes, Sam Adams. Like, they're make
good,
fantastic beer. Stone.
Very foamy.
Firestone. They make great beer. And they started in Kansas City. They started fairly small. They got bought out by DeVell a couple of years ago. So now they're in, I think, last I checked it was 38 states, but I'm sure it's probably more now. We're working with Tank 7, which is their American Saison Ale.
Which is one of the things they call a flagship beer, right?
It used to be called a Farmhouse Ale.
Now I think they call it their Smokestack series.
Yes, which are these sort of mini bomber bottles.
Which, had I known was doing this, I have some of their old Smokestack glasses that I've come across that I wish we'd have brought for this beer.
Yeah.
I didn't bring them, so.
One of the great things about Tank 7, it's not as prevalent these days, but a year or two ago, you could go to a bar that didn't really know what they were getting, and you could get a Tank 7 for the same price as a Boulevard Wheat, which is another great beer that they make, but a Boulevard Wheat sits at 5%. This guy sits at 8.5%.
It does sit at 8.5%.
Yes.
And 38 IBUs, which I'm sure you've already seen from the deal. And I am really sorry for making fun of the way you pour about 3 episodes a day.
You just wait to have that beer. It'll settle out. You'll be fine.
Yep. I'll eventually get to where I can smell it and drink it. Although, it smells a little IPA-y.
I have, yes.
IPA-ish. IPA-y?
Love this beer.
Is that a vowels?
This is a good, solid beer. for most people. I've had it many a time, so I totally skipped the nose, went straight to tasting, but there's a slight banana flavor on the nose. Yeah, there's a little hop.
Banana?
Wait till it warms up a little bit.
Really? I haven't smelled a good banana in a beer since what's the one you brought back from Wisconsin? The Sisters.
Two Sisters?
Two Sisters, yeah.
Yeah? That was a farmhouse ale as well, right?
Was it?
So a farmhouse ale, it was traditionally a beer brewed for the field workers. This is a Saison now. So they've changed the name.
Did they really?
Saison is just whatever's in season. Supposedly.
I did not catch that, Lyal. Okay, that always said farmhouse ale on it before.
Mm-hmm.
So did they change the recipe? It don't taste any different to me.
No, it tastes the same to me. I think, in my mind, what this is just a good, solid, round beer. This has a little bit of something for everybody. There's a little bit of hops for the IPA lovers. There's a little bit of maltiness for the stout lovers. There's a little bit of crispness for people who love lagers. Okay. And there's, most importantly, 8.5% ABV for people who like to get a little buzzed on a weekday.
Well, the other side of that is there's a little bit of everything that people don't like too.
No, that's fair.
So, to be fair, the first time I had this beer, I hated it. And I hated it because of the IPA that he mentioned, the
hops,
hoppiness.
Yeah.
It's slight, but it's in there.
It is.
And to me, and I think partially it was because Lyal said he liked it, I immediately assumed it was hoppier than it was. When I had it, I kind of was like, I don't think I'm going to like this. And I drank it, and I was like, it's hoppy, I don't like it. This was back in the days before I got into any IPAs. Since then, I remember the first time I tried it and liked it. I was at a bar. There was nothing else there, but for some real reason, like you said, they had Tank 7 on tap. I knew it was a high ABV. It was the only real craft beer they had there. It was actually a little biker bar in Bolivar, to be honest. And so I ordered that mostly because I wanted to order something that wasn't Budweiser, and I did. So when I got that, I was like, that is not as bad as I remember it.
Yeah.
Now, probably a little different on tap than out of a bottle or a can, but it kind of opened my eyes because I think I had a very preconceived notion of it the first time I tried it with you.
That's fair. And there is a hoppy quality to it, but it's a nice, approachable beer.
I think it's a good breakthrough to an IPA if he's going to try to get somebody to try one.
Oh, absolutely. This is as close to a double IPA as you're going to get without being in IPA territory, I think.
I think that's true.
So
maybe that's why I like it.
So if you're trying to expand your palate a little bit and appreciate IPAs and try to figure out where you like bitter, this is a good place to start.
Yeah, it ranged in at 38 IBUs, which I think I said a while ago. So it's not particularly bitey.
Yeah.
Compared to most. No,
there's a balanced. All the hops are balanced nicely with malts, right?
Whereas I wouldn't have said this 3 years ago. Now I would say this is probably one of the better beers. I think that's on my foot. You want to see? It is. It's right here. I dropped it again. Never mind. This is probably one of the. Boy, I wish I could edit that out. This is probably one of the better beers that Boulevard makes.
It is, and they make some fantastic beers. Literally, Boulevard is one of the breweries that I judge all of my beer against because everything they do on every style is just pretty damn good.
And we have access to that brewery.
That's where we live, yeah.
I mean, we don't get every single thing they release. We could if we drove to Kansas City, which is 2.5 hours, 3 hours from here. But we get a lot of their stuff, even stuff that may not make it out very far, we still have access to it. So we do base a lot of our opinion off
similar breweries. I would say Deschutes really stacks up really closely with them.
Who I assume we don't get all their stuff. They're clear out in Oregon.
Breckenridge, maybe.
From New York?
Yep. And
Falling on Beer
New Belgium is another one that's
Colorado.
Kind of, I feel like in that same realm as Boulevard, in that they all make fantastic beers. Some of them are off the charts great. Some of them are just solid beers. Not great, not bad. But you can trust the styles that they make.
Okay, I wanted to throw Samuel Adams in there, though I don't think Samuel Adams makes anything that is off the charts great.
Yeah.
That I've had. Now, that's not saying they don't make anything, because I haven't had everything they had. Utopia is one, for instance, that I would love to try. However, I would, anything that has a label of Samuel Adams on it, I would totally pick up, pop it, and pour it in a glass, and drink it with confidence.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because across the board, the brewery is a 7, 8, 9, depending on where you fall on it. They make some fantastic beers. They have a few that, maybe not necessarily my style. They have a few that I really genuinely like. But across the board, 7, 8, 9, same place I put Boulevard, same place I'd put, a couple of the others, Avery, what I'm trying to think of, New Belgium. New Belgium is another one that I think is awesome. You know, they really put some stuff out there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is one that I measure Boulevard by. I'm a little disappointed they labeled it as Saison, because I don't know what Saison means exactly.
Well, yeah, it's just traditionally it's what's in season to make a beer with. But I think a lot of times it just becomes it's
a catch-all.
It's like kind of like the farmhouse ale, right? It's just a beer, just a good beer.
Have I misunderstood Saison? Because I thought Saison typically means it's going to be a really low ABV. This is an 8.5%.
Those are sessions.
Oh. Well,
yeah.
There we go. Now I know.
I think. Boy, I hope that's
No,
right.
I think you're right. I think you're right. You are right.
So
I've confused the terminology.
If you see Tank 7 out and about, by all means, try it. If you haven't had it, try it. If you have had it, you know it's a good deal for what it is. And a lot of times you can find it for pretty cheap. It oftentimes...
Try it on tap if you can.
Yes.
I still think the tap is better than the bottle. It shouldn't be, but it is.
Fully agreed.
For me.
It's a good bargain for the money. It's a fantastic overall beer. It goes well in winter. It goes well in summer.
This is one I also like. Doesn't matter if it's cold or warm. Either way, I can drink it.
Fantastic, well-rounded beer. So, until next time.
Whether it's the Saison Session Farmhouse Ale that you're drinking,
the food you're eating,
clothes you're wearing,
the people that you're meeting, grab a buddy and try something
from Kansas City Boulevard.